Hello, my name is Rhonda Rogers. I'm the Director of Community Engagements and Supports here at Primetime Palm Beach County. Primetime is a nonprofit organization that works to support the children and youth in out-of-school time programs. We also support the practitioners at that level as well. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about our advocacy committee, and I have with me Olivia Rogers here. Olivia is the chair of our advocacy committee. Our advocacy committee is a very diverse group. We have membership from organizations such as after-school programs, community-based programs, faith-based programs, as well as several members from the school district of Palm Beach County. And I think that pretty much covers our membership.
Prime Time and the Advocacy Committee are prime advocates for after school for both children and youth in the community of Palm Beach County. And we work with diverse groups in the community as well as working with the legislators to make people aware of the value, of the vital value of after school for kids. Not only does after school provide safety for kids and keep them off the street, but it also provides educational opportunities, personal enrichment, and provides a place for parents to have their kids be when they're working. So there's a financial gain that we have in the community. The Advocacy Committee wants people to get this message and has been working all the past 2 years, right?
Since about 2011.
Right. With Primetime to get this message out. One of the major ways that Primetime advocates and the Advocacy Committee advocates for after school is through its annual after school, Lights On After School event, which will be in October this year. This is a national event and we celebrate it locally with different activities, which again this year will be publicized later on, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. And then Primetime also has, we have a advocacy newsletter that we have available through electronic
e-blast. We call it The Advocate.
Right. And we alert people, our constituents, about any issues about after school they need to be involved with. So we're delighted that we have 3 legislators who are going to talk about their commitment and their interest in after school. And those representatives are Lori Berman, Mark Padford, and Bobby Powell, who serve in the Florida House of Representatives. So we thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
We asked our legislators some pointed questions to get their viewpoint on not only the value after school program, but in particular some issues. And one of the questions we asked them was, what is the importance of after school during the hours of 2 to 6? What we know from our experience in the advocacy and with Primetime and after school is that those are the hours of high crime and where kids get in trouble. Not only do they get in trouble, but things happen to them. So after school is absolutely paramount to be running during those critical hours. But we'd like to hear from the legislators what they understand about the critical hours of 2 to 6.
The after-school programming is extremely important between 2 and 6 p.m. For a number of reasons, whether it's just child safety, the parent has some place to allow their child to be. It's in an educational environment, but a secure environment, but it also allows the parent an ability to concentrate on work, which is always good for productivity and keeping one's job. To know your child is safe, but the added benefit obviously is an investment in the child's future. The child's going to be able to really use a lot of skills and learning and socializing to make a positive impact on their own future.
And we also asked them a little bit about the typical school day. Currently in Palm Beach County, I think we have several programs that have extended their typical learning day. And we also have a model here at Primetime that we call expanded learning opportunities that takes place during the after-school setting. So we wanted the legislators' viewpoint on whether they felt like expanding the typical day is important, or do they feel like expanded learning during the after-school hours is critical. From our viewpoint, we think that the children should be served during the after-school hours because it's very critical that they get additional learning from additional outside sources. We wanted to know how the staff felt about that as well as the children. So from our viewpoint, we definitely advocate toward expanding the current after-school setting.
Yeah,
and
one of the
learning.
things we know about expanded learning is the kids are exposed to different role models, different activities than would be necessarily involved with extended learning. So let's see what the scope is that they're able to see and what it provides to the kids.
Right.
Extended learning outside the normal day is just one of the most wise type of things you can do. It could be a one-on-one with a teacher or somebody who's prepared to offer them information and make their studies actually more productive in school.
Another question we asked the legislators, and it's a very current issue, is what about STEAM and STEM in after school? STEAM being the science, technology, engineering, math, and STEAM being adding the arts, and the arts are critical. So what about funding for this? I mean, what does this provide for the kids? Why is it important in this day and age? And we know that our kids need to have role models. They need to see different people doing different things, and they need to be exposed to hands-on learning, because in all of this, what after school really provides is a different way for kids to learn, and that is critical to keep them engaged.
That's right.
Added funding for STEM and STEAM is it's like good nutrition. You have to add every element you can into a child's life when it comes to learning and to education. You are adding a variety that they may not be getting in normal school hours.
And lastly, we asked the legislators how they themselves can get involved, how they can work directly with the programs in their district and give back to the community. And so we like to hear what our legislators thought of these questions and how they would help us move our advocacy agenda forward.
legislators have a big responsibility. If they're doing their job, then they should understand, they should have their fingers on the pulse of what parents need and what students need. The more people we can find that are invested in giving back and being part of society and doing something they love, that's where this comes from. A nutritious education can really spark that interest, and that's what a legislator can do. Understand that and then fund it. There's nothing wrong with funding an infrastructure that funds basically people's lives.
Is there anything that you guys would like to add in closing?
We know the value of after school. We want other people to value it as we do, so that they understand that if we don't have after school for kids, little kids, as well as middle school kids, as well as high school kids, we are robbing ourselves and the community and our families of opportunities for these kids to be more than who they are. And we are in dire straits if we don't get more funding, if people don't acknowledge the importance of these kind of programs and don't support us. So we thank you.
That's why she is the chair of our advocacy committee, and we thank you.